Welcome to Let's Play Skies of Arcadia. I'm Nye, Trance is with me, and Base is apparently in Vegas, so he won't be joining us.
But we do have another co-commentator, Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper says hi.
So this is Mount Kazai, which in Skies of Arcadia is that one water level, as you can see by all the water surrounding me.
Why is it always the water levels?
Actually, Mount Kazai isn't that bad, honestly, in terms of water levels. There's actually...
That's like saying as far as diseases go, chlamydia is pretty okay.
Okay, it's this way. The camera in this particular pool screws with me all the time, and I end up going in and out of it over and over and over. Actually, for... Huh?
Viewers, if you caught that innuendo, thumbs up this video.
Anyways, so the way Mount Kazai works, press the switch, it glows, and then water fills this pit. If you had made a guess that we need to press a switch once for every single one of those holes, you'd be right. Honestly, there's actually only one room in Mount Kazai that I really dislike, and it's this one we're about to go into right now. So, the way this room works, and I'm hoping to get it right on the first try if I remember which one it is, each one of these holes that you see here drops to another point in the lower half of this room. There's one specific one we need to drop on, because that's the one that actually has the switch on it. But it is very, very ridiculously stupid easy to hit the wrong one over and over and over, trying to figure out the right one. Especially if you're not paying really close attention to which one you're dropping through each time.
Dungeons like these are a crime against gaming.
This one's actually not that bad, honestly. This is like the one room I ever have a problem with.
We are victorious.
The final dungeon, actually, is the one I dislike, just because of one specific thing it does in the very beginning.
Points out that the game is ending and there won't be any more?
No, actually, it's, is it this one? It might be this one. One second. No, it's a, very specific little mini-maze that it does as soon as you, start up, and you have to find your way through, and that maze has the, I believe it's the final Cham, which is kind of hard to find. Is it? I think it might be this one. Did I get the right one? Yes, I did. Okay, so those are the other platforms you can land on. You can see them over there. None of them were correct. See, I got it the first try. I will say one thing, they did, like, movement in water really well.
It's no BioShock, but it's solid.
I mean, even BioShock does it well as well, but, I don't know, it's been a while. I didn't think that BioShock did it amazingly well in terms of, walking in water. If you'll notice, this really shows off the weightlessness aspect ridiculously well. Because you're moonwalking. You really are.
No, you're not. You're not going backwards. And there's not zombies everywhere. Well, maybe there are zombies everywhere. I don't know.
And you're not doing the, like, 45-degree lean either, but still.
You know, it was actually fairly recently revealed how they pulled that off.
Yes, he had his shoes attached to the ground beneath him.
By nails.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of cheating, but on the other hand, it's kind of brilliant. The cheating.
I mean, it inspired people to do it the real way, so that's kind of cool. Okay. So, yeah, that right there was the one room I don't like in this place. Everything else is just kind of easy.
Like your mom.
Well, if you've seen some of her dating prospects recently... I may actually have to heal at some point, but... The boss of this dungeon is a pushover. He's actually one of the easiest bosses I've ever had to fight. I usually kind of forget about him because he's just... He's got a cool design. He's got a cool move set. But in terms of actual difficulty, the mooks that I'm fighting now provide more difficulty to me.
Wait, what did Cupel just turn into?
He's been doing the spiked floor routine since Decat's Island.
I just noticed that just now.
I even commented on it back then.
Don't mind me.
Anyways. You have Dr. Pepper. I have the Dew of the Mountains.
You know, you gotta be careful with that stuff. They say about Mountain Dew. Doesn't rot your teeth or anything, but it gives you herpes.
That would explain so much.
Yeah.
I take it your sister really likes Mountain Dew?
No, no, no.
Remember how we mentioned that a while ago that eventually you will start farming moonberries? We're kind of reaching that point. Not that we don't already have every worthwhile super move in the game, but... Okay. So the rest of the rooms on this floor are pretty straightforward. Honestly, in terms of puzzle platforming, there isn't any here. There are, however, more enemies than I wish to fight.
Did Confucius not say, the greatest battle won is the battle not fought?
You know, I'm not sure that was him.
No, it wasn't... Oh yeah, you're right, it was Sun Tzu.
I was gonna say, that sounds like Art of War to me.
Yeah. What the hell am I talking about? Oh well.
Confucius didn't say a lot of things that Confucius say. I'm not sure what the double-layered Quicko was for. Did you notice that Aka's weapon right now is half of a yin-yang symbol? Especially where the crystal is in that particular weapon. It's always been one of my favorite weapons. Actually, kind of like Enrique's sword, just there's nothing special about it, but if you look at Vice's sword actually looks kind of cool.
Right now, he has what looks like a freaking lightsaber.
Vice, yeah. Also, did you notice the little bird on the hilt there for the handguard?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of cool. Let's see. And then here is a closer look at Aka's yin-yang blade. Also kind of cool. We're not using that because I'm gonna heal us.
It's not the greatest, but it's pretty nifty.
Well, considering we're in a very Asian-themed area, I thought that was kind of a nice touch. Now, I think that this episode is going to be longer than the normal 20 minutes, but I don't think there's any point splitting this one into 2 episodes. Because this dungeon, it's going to take maybe 30 minutes tops. I really don't want to just... the next section takes longer than 10 minutes, so I really don't want to split this into 2. So almost everyone in the game on our team right now has Incremus. I kind of want to get Enrique there as well, just so he has it in case I ever need it from him. So we're going to stay on red for a little bit longer. Couldn't remember if there was a chest in this room or not. Yeah, so, because I have Fina's ultimate ability now, every 2 turns I can heal everyone to full, if I need to. Which means never again will I need to out-of-combat heal myself. Which means the only point in Magic at this point in the game is to increment up for a boss fight.
That is pretty friggin' kick-ass.
Yeah, isn't that just... that's funny.
I like how this is one of the games where magic, while useful, isn't the end-all be-all. If that makes sense.
It makes sense, but I'd kind of like it to be a little bit more important than it is. Most games, magic just doesn't seem important enough.
Well, if you think about it, like, take for example Final Fantasy.
Sure.
Now, in that, it's got magic. And it's pretty friggin' useful, you know? I mean, it's... like, you will always be casting spells, and sorcerers are the gods of war, and the fighter just kind of is sitting there alone.
Well, that's a comparison, because I'm a little bit down the line. This is not going to be my next LP, because I currently have several that need to be finished already, and it's not going to be the one that replaces this one on my Rhoda. But, down the line, I'm going to be doing Final Fantasy X. Now, on Final Fantasy X, we have Tidus, who kicks much ass. I don't care. Everybody pronounces it different, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, I know, I'm just fucking with
I
you.
actually kind of prefer Tidus, to be honest, but... so we have Tidus, who kicks ass on a very basic level. We have Auron, who kicks ass on an ass-kicking level.
Well,
we have...
That's an example of every type of character being useful.
Well, yeah, but if you... So you watch them, and the fighter kicks ass. But then you go to Lulu, who drops raining death on everyone. And then you come and you pull up Yuna, who... Yuna's the summoner, so you would expect her, from knowing most games, to be kind of... But every single summon she has just wrecks shit. And actually, the most powerful strategies in the game usually revolve around Yuna pulling something out of her ass and killing people with it. It's not until you get to Penance, or whatever his name is. Pennant? Can't remember. In the PAL version, that you actually start dropping Yuna because she's just not fast enough.
Now, if you really want to kick some ass, you know who you need to max out in that game, right?
Tidus with Quick Hit?
No. Waka.
I thought the end game strategies were always Tidus with Quick Hit, Waka, and Riku.
Well, Quick Hit is devastating, as is Riku. But Waka you want for his limit break. With break damage limit, he is the greatest source of damage of all time.
Just, what is it, 16 hits if you get the slots right?
Yeah. And Tidus can only pull off 12.
I was never good at doing this, so...
Oh,
that was
yeah, but you
I've heard
have
something
to be
a little bit more, you know. But, no, that was something that did magic right. What's another good example? Kingdom Hearts 1 is a decent example. Kingdom Hearts 2 kind of dropped the ball when it came to actual magic. Then again, in that it was, again, cures. But, Kingdom Hearts 1 did magic fairly well. Let's see... If I remember correctly, Tales of Symphonia did it pretty well if you decided to use a magic user in your party.
Yeah, Symphonia. Really, the Tales of games in general always do magic well. They always do fighting well.
Whereas...
The Tales of Symphonia games, or the Tales games, do all the things well.
Whereas, to give you a flip side of this, Final Fantasy XII in where you only use magic for buffing and never touch it again. Now, some people are going to say I'm cheating when I say that, because in Final Fantasy XII, you engage combat and never touch the controller again. But all you did was buff, 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 never magic again, because it is not worth it.
Another example of magic done right and wrong, Dungeons & Dragons. Mages, the basic mage, the basic wizard, is the strongest class in D&D. Now, before you get all, on this version, viewers, I'm talking 3.5, Pathfinder, and 3.0. 2nd Ed is crazy, and 4th edition, it's not D&D. It's fun as all hell, but it's not D&D. But if you deny that the wizard is amazing and the fighter is crap, it's been conclusively proven that at equal levels, the fighter will always lose a battle against the adept. Folks, the adept is an NPC class that has spells.
If we're talking about overpowered wizardry, I think Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is actually a really good example.
FF Tactics Advance is a good example of overpowered thief.
Yo, no, okay. Ignore the thief for a second and just look at the magic casters.
They're pretty ridiculous. Devastating, but they're no thief.
I know, the thief gets to steal abilities of all things, and you can... I actually intend to do FFTA down the line, and I was going to do the early as hell steal... What is it? It's the early as hell steal ability to get early as hell dual wield.
Yeah. I will say, despite ragging on the poor balance, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is... both of them are probably my favorite tactical games of all time.
And then if we're going truly overpowered magic, Disgaea without question. Jesus Christ.
Yes. Makai Senki Disgaea.
I mean, I was going through 4 when it came out. I still need to actually go back and beat it. I was grinding up so that way I could do some of the end game stuff, so I never got around to finishing the storyline. But I was going through 4, and I was trying to level up my guys really high so I could actually go and do stuff like Item World. And I had a mage class who could clear everything. He was on his, he was the highest of the high mage class, very high in level, ungodly stats, playing with the hardest enemies, and he'd single-handedly clear entire levels. Where my actual fighters were having trouble just dealing with basic enemies, because they just didn't have that same range and that same ridiculous hurt things capacity. It was kind of sad, actually.
Mages in general will always outclass fighters unless the balance is done right. And the balance typically isn't done right. But you know, nothing for it, and these games are still fun as fuck regardless of balance issues.
As a comparison, Castle Crashers.
Fun as fuck.
And magic is done fairly well. Some characters do magic well, and some characters do not do magic well. But everybody's magic is useful, and everybody can have a good time. We're gonna do Castle Crashers eventually. Once we get like a party of 4 that can just crack up, we'll go do a playthrough of Castle Crashers, see if we can find everything.
I get the feeling Castle Crashers is one of those games where to let's play it properly, the equipment needed are 4 computers, 4 controllers, and 4 bottles of the alcohol of each player's choice.
That may very well be true.
Every time you use a potion, take a shot. Best way to do the LP.
Oh, yeah. Now, we won't be doing it like that, but some of us may be doing it like that.
Over there.
So we're at about 20 minutes now. I'm trying to decide if I should cut this or not. It's taking a little bit longer than I expected just because of all the random battles. Yeah, we're gonna cut this for this one. We'll do a second episode to finish up Mount Kazai. Because it's taking a little bit longer than I expected.
It's just one of those dungeons.
It's not that bad, though. Okay, guys. That's it for us this time. We'll see you next episode, and we'll finish up this dungeon. We'll see you soon.
Later.